It is Championship Sunday. Having Allen Anderson step up, open up the court for Joe Johnson. Here's ISO Joe Johnson. The triplets can win it with a three. For the win, got it! He's no ordinary Joe. The triplets have won the Big Three Championship. Back in Vegas, season 4 of the Big Three, and we've got Bivouac getting ready to take on the defending champion, the triplets, and Brian Custer alongside Jim Jackson. We got really going into this season here, two of the best teams on paper.
Well, but it's just like anything. You want to put the two best teams you think can compete for a title early up so you can draw the attention, but also see where everybody stands. Triplets are going to be tough. They bring everybody basically back from their championship team. The continuity is there. The ability to trust one another. The coaching is there. That is right there, the component, and they play so unselfish. And then at the end of the day, if you don't have anything else, you know, just give it to Joe.
You got Joe.
Always give it to Joe. And that's the beauty about it, because Joe Johnson, we've seen the dynamic career he's had in the NBA. You know, ISO Joe for a reason, because he can score at every level, whether that's inside, off the dribble, behind the three-point line, big body. People forget he's 6'8", and probably about 245, okay? So he can put some weight behind that finesse game as well, but very unselfish player. And Bivouac, to me, you add championship experience with Maurice Spates, okay? Josh Smith, we know he can put in buckets. Will Bynum, a dynamic point guard. Reggie, he has been through the gauntlet of coaching, so this is a team to keep your eye on. Great matchup early on for the Big Three, and kind of test the waters on both of these two teams, to kind of see where they're at early in the season.
Those are the starting lineups. They are brought to you by PNC Bank. The triplets, well, they're the reigning defending champions. Joe Johnson, the reigning MVP of the league, taking on Bivouac. And Bivouac have added some new pieces. And let's go now to John Sally. He's with the reigning Coach of the Year, Lisa Leslie.
All right, Coach of the Year, you ready to go? You saw the game early. It was very, very competitive. What do we have?
We're very excited to go. But listen, it doesn't matter that we're the reigning champions. We got to take it one game at a time. It's a long game. And our guys are ready. We're going to come out and figure it out. Rebound, rebound, rebound.
Thanks, Coach.
And I love it. We were talking with her. She said, hey, look, I'm a champion. I know what it takes, so we'll see. Reggie T is, hey, listen, he's excited. He's excited.
I mean, he put together a big team. This is a big physical team. Again, it's just going to be interesting to see how they compete and deal with Joe Johnson. But again, it goes back to this. Lisa Leslie says rebounding, that's the key. We control the boards, but also we control the free throw line. That's what made this team so tough last year. And as dominant as they were, all of the 2 games they won by double digits. That just tells you, speaks to their dominance last year. So it'll be interesting defensively what we see from Bivouac early.
Lisa Leslie had a whole book of plays in her first season,
right,
and still has another book of plays that they ran through as they look to run it back with the MVP of the league, Joe Johnson. You talk about a bucket getter. No one could stop Joe Johnson in 2019. And then you got Will Bynum, Will the Thrill, Gennaro Pargo, Al Jefferson, and Bivouac, of course, have brought in Big Spates.
Big Spates, baby. You know you can stretch your court. So it'd be a good matchup with him and Al Jefferson, especially with Spates staying out on the perimeter a little bit more, not the conventional post-up player. See if Al Jefferson can use his skill set on the block to kind of win that matchup.
This is going to be a good one as Pargo brings it in. Triplets in red, Bivouac in yellow. And you go to Joe.
Runner.
Right off the glass. Joe Johnson.
And that was a set play. Okay, this is, again, that's what makes this triplet team so good. Joe starts on the left side of the court, passes it, he gets it back, comes off a screen, and now able to get to his floater.
Here's Bynum. He'll pull up over Pargo, in and out. Put a hand in Joe's face now. Put a hand in Joe's face.
He didn't clear it. Hold on.
They say no basket.
And he's saying it's a clearing violation. We got to get more clear on Al Jefferson. But
lane violation on Al Jefferson?
Yeah, because he didn't get out. I think when the shot went up, he kind of stayed inside of the key, which you have to move even if you don't have the ball. I think that's important to understand the rule on that too. You just can't camp out underneath after the shot goes up if you're on D. And there goes Spades.
Of course, won a championship with Golden State. Here's Will Bynum. He is tricky too.
Oh yeah.
Tried that pocket pass to Josh Smith.
All right, keep in mind, Joe Johnson guarding Josh Smith, former teammates with the Atlanta Hawks, so know each other. And their game is extremely well. And Spates, okay, put it on the deck, big fella.
Knocked away by Jefferson. Spates misses. Here's Pargo for 3. Josh Smith from the corner.
Some good looks early by Bivouac. I think one of the keys too, the Triplets did well, was they got the ball cleared quickly off of a defensive rebound, then they went into attack mode, you know, while the defense was shifting. I think teams have to look at that a lot more, to clear it quick, get into a quick play, then see what kind of shots you can get out of it.
Joe gets the screen. Smith on him, he fades. Oh, rolls off. I was gonna say shooter's touch, but it rolls off.
But that's a good miss, that's a soft miss.
No space, still trying to find it. Pargo knocks down the jumper. 4-0 Triplets. Bynum. Off the glass.
I like that matchup right there. Will, strong up top, very physical point guard, loves to initiate some contact.
How about the Triplets, first time wearing the red uniform?
I know, right? That's what happens when you get championships. You know what I'm saying? You have more than one uniform, you know?
Usually they're in the white and blue.
Right.
Joe misses that 3. Uh-oh, here's Pargo. Good fake. They kick it to Joe, wide open for 3.
It's an example of clearing quickly. Now you got a 2-on-1 situation defensively. That time Pargo with the pump fake. Joe basically has shooting practice right there, able to knock in the 3. And Spates, can he knock it in?
Still can't find it, Mo Spates. Pargo from the corner. Got it! From the corner, Gennaro Pargo. And it's 10-2. Again, first team to 25. We go to the half. And Reggie Theus has seen enough. He's going to call a timeout.
Yeah, smart move right there. But try to stem the momentum a little bit by the defending champs.
So in the preseason, these were rated the 2 best teams. Of course, the Triplets ran roughshod through the league in 2019. Just 1 loss during the regular season. And then Bivouac was right there. So you're looking at 2 of the top teams here going into this season that Vegas believes has the best chance to win it all.
Well, I mean, but interesting talking to Lisa Leslie. She said because we're a year removed from playing, it's almost like the table has been reset. Even though we're the reigning champs, we're coming back, but we still got to prove ourselves because we didn't come back the following season, so to speak, to keep that momentum going. And I love that mindset that she employs with her team, is that, yeah, we won it, but now we got to refresh the table.
And that's important, Jim, because it seems like every winner the next season has an off year.
Has an off year.
Has an off year.
Well, how dominant see Will Bynum able to pull up for the shot that first year trilogy was. So dominant.
Yep.
Okay, kind of like we saw like Triplets,
yep.
Okay? But then that next year, teams adjusted. They weren't as agile. They didn't make the roster adjustments, and hence Power was able to come in and knock them off and win it.
Johnson using that power with that follow-up. 12-4, 8-point lead for the defending champions, season 4 of the Big Three here on CBS. Well, tomorrow the real fun and games begin as the new Islanders face the first elimination. Who will go home first in a new season? Love Island tomorrow, 9/8 Central on CBS. Well, you talk about the reigning MVP. Joe Johnson was a bucket getter in 2019, and he started off the season the same way.
Well, but Joe, even if there's an off season, it's not an off season for Joe Johnson. He's continuing to be in the gym. That's why you see a pep in his step, a pop, in great physical condition. But he takes this serious in regards to playing the game at a high level and putting his team in position to repeat as champions.
He's got 7 of the 12 so far for the Triplets. Here's Will Bynum. Josh Smith lays it in.
I like that out of the timeout. Reggie Theus able to draw up a play, and I like getting Josh Smith in particular. He switched on Al Jefferson on the move when he catches. Now he can attack with an advantage.
Pargo thought he got fouled by Bynum. Will between the legs. Here's Smitty for 3. Short. 2 seconds on the shot clock for Bivouac. Stolen, nearly. Smith missed the bunny though. Pargo for 3. Oh,
you wanted to call it. You wanted to put it in there, B.
That shot blocked. Joe gets hacked and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, Josh Smith was not letting Joe Johnson get that easy 2.
2 former teammates there in
That's
Atlanta.
right. Like, no, big bro, you got to go to the free throw line to complete this play. And good hands that time by Pargo. Joe Johnson with Joe Johnson getting hit with the hard foul from Josh Smith.
What didn't Joe Johnson do in 2019? Led the Big Three in scoring at nearly 22 per game, assists at 4.
How many game winners?
Man,
800.
Oh my God!
I mean,
it seemed like every game was a game winner for Joe Johnson.
Yeah, but they put himself in a position where Joe, again, got to the spots on the court that he felt comfortable with. You know, that's what great scorers do.
First team to 25 as they turn it over, and Pargo nearly threw it away. Eight-point lead. First team to 25. We go to the half. Lonzo G. He's just checked in for Bivouac. Here's Joe from the corner. In and out. Julian Wright. Gee.
There you go.
Dip the shoulder and lays it in.
He drafted 8th by Bivouac. The super draft.
Played 8 seasons in the league too.
Yeah.
Pargo, step back, clean. Lead remains 8. Gee again. Stolen. Al Jefferson lays it in. 10-point lead now for the Triplets. Bynum, tricky, in his bag and pulls it up.
Yeah, but that time Pargo had to give Bynum a little space. You see how he gave him space to protect the dribble and the drive, but Bynum smartly pulled right up for a nice little 10-foot jump shot.
Here's Joe. Pargo again for three. Oh, Gennaro Pargo getting warm.
I mean, all you got to do is create space. Joe is going to make the right play. Keep in mind, Joe played point guard when he was in Phoenix, okay? At times when Steve Nash went to the bench, he played it in Jersey also. So he's going to make plays for you.
Pargo's now got 10 for the Triplets. Jamario Moon to check in for the Triplets. Al Jefferson will get his first rest. See Ice Cube sitting courtside. Julian Wright gets the board. Good fake by Bynum. Hangs. Here's the triplet, wide open. Pargo for three.
Couple good looks. Bynum had his, but he had his contested a little bit more when he went inside, and that time Pargo not able to knock it in. A foul picked up on the reach on Moon.
You call that one on Pargo.
You know, another thing about this triplet team last year, you know, you didn't get into, is the ability for them to kind of lock up and guard and play deep. And play defense really without jeopardizing your team's ability to score with, to play deep without fouling. I think that's the key too, because this game is so physical, and not putting your opponents to the line. See Joe Johnson with good defense. That time, Josh Smith not able to capitalize on the offensive rebound, but Bivouac staying with it.
Yep. And Guy will go to the line.
But to finish that point is that, you know, Triplets really, they were connected offensively. But more importantly, they were connected on the defensive end, which is more of a challenge a lot of times because guys love to score. You know what I mean?
So here's Lonzo, shooting 1 for 2. Here's Joe Johnson. Now look, he can shoot a 4 and we go to the half.
Say it a little bit louder. Maybe I'll hear you. Uh-oh, step back right there. Now, if he'd have pulled that up, yeah, I'd been like, man, what's going on?
Working on Gee, spins off of him, but shot clock violation.
Lonzo Gee with that 6'6" frame, kind of bodied up. Had time on ISO Joe, not allowing him to get to the baseline, hence a shot clock violation. Really don't see it with the Triplets. They usually are aware and get their shots up in time. Again, only 14 seconds, which is great for me.
Captain against captain. Smith and Joe. Here's Gee.
There you go.
Alonzo Gee. It's 21-12 now. Triplets 4 points away from sending this to the half. Step back 3 off. Five on the shot clock for Pargo. Step back 3, too strong.
Bivouac put themselves in position last couple of possessions. Talked about defense. They kind of got the stops they needed, but with those stops, you got to be able to capitalize on the offensive end and put the ball through the nets. I don't care if it's a three-point shot. Get yourself to the free throw line. That's how you're going to cut into this lead if the Triplets are able to maintain up 9.
Here's Mo Spates. Misses. Mario Moon to Pargo, and he knocks down the 3. Here's Josh Smith. Drives. Does he get the bucket? He'll go to the line. Josh Smith, the captain of Bivouac.
Okay, 1 shot coming up.
He knocks down that free throw, so it's a 10-point lead for the Triplets.
You know, it's interesting about Josh Smith in his career. Only NBA player with at least 400 made threes, 1,000 steals, and 1,500 blocks. You know, that's...
Oh, how about Joe Johnson lays it in, and we go to the half.
At the end of the first half,
Joe with double figures with 11. And the Triplets up 26-14. Pargo had 13 though, but it's the defending champs with the halftime lead.
The Big Three on CBS Sports is sponsored by SuperDraft, the official fantasy partner of the Big Three. Play now at Big3SuperDraft.com.
In Vegas, halftime, Triplets, 12-point lead on Bivouac. Brian Custer alongside Jim Jackson, thanks in part to Jannero Pargo and Joe Johnson. Pargo with 13, yep. Joe Johnson, the reigning MVP, with 11.
But, you know, it's bigger than the numbers is how they get those shots. And I think that's what makes this Triplets team so tough to guard. I mean, 10 made field goals on 7 assists. That means the ball is moving. It's not being stuck in one position. Unselfish players. And I think that comes from the bench. Lisa Leslie saying, listen, if we're going to win, we know how to win big. That's sharing the pill, forcing defense to have to guard the full breadth of the real estate on the court. And not just going one-on-one. It's easy to go one-on-one and fall into that. The Triplets don't do that.
All right, John Sally with the reigning MVP, Joe Johnson.
Joe Johnson, MVP last year, champion, everything. New year.
New year, same thing. We seek and destroy, man. We came here to, you know, put our mark down and defend what's ours.
I told you yesterday, I love that I always watch you doing yoga. Are you in better shape now than you were 2-3 years ago?
Oh, definitely, most definitely. Really? I got to get you in there with me, man.
Yeah. I'll get in there, definitely. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Don't sound so enthused, John.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to have my guy call your guy.
Hey, John didn't know what to say right there with that, right?
He said, I ain't messing with that hot seat.
No, sir.
Oh, man. Oh, two of those top teams here going into this season, going at it. Of course, the Triplets, the defending champions. They've got the lead here. We begin the second half. First team to 50 wins it. You got to win by 2. Here's Will Bynum. He'll pull up, rolls off, followed by Josh Smith.
Well, how about
lead is 10?
Well, how about the adjustments? Okay, at halftime, smaller lineups. Al Jefferson out of the lineup, Spates out of the lineup. You have Moon and Alonzo G right there. So a little bit more quickness, less size, and Joe able to take advantage of Moon. Gets.
How about that dime there by Joe Johnson?
Yeah.
He led the league with 4 assists in 2019. Look at this. Watch this.
But Joe's always been unselfish, bro. I mean, that's just the way he's played the game, and then that's infectious when your best player is a willing passer. So now everybody else can benefit off of his creative offensive skill set.
Moon misses the free throw. Here's Bynum. Throws it up. Joe. To Pargo. Pargo's connected on 8 of Triplets' last 12 points. 5 on the shot clock. Pargo behind the back, pulled, that's all. Josh Smith, mismatch. Mouse in the house. The double comes and stolen. Moon lost it. Here's Joe with 3 now. Falls. Got him.
Joe Johnson.
Both teams not able to find their offensive rhythm, but again, but the default is when you have Joe Johnson, put him in that mid-post area, and let him kind of go to work. And this is good defense by G2 right here.
It's like when in doubt, go to Joe.
Come on, man. You ain't got to be the smartest, but don't be the dumbest either.
That foul by Julian Wright, no.
Here we go.
They'll call that foul on Jamario Moon. So Julian Wright will go to the line shooting 1 for 2.
It was interesting. I was on the plane from LA with Julian Wright, and we were able to talk and chop it up a little bit about his interesting career. From Kansas, played in the league a little bit, but was overseas playing in Taiwan. Just talk about the business opportunities he's been able to establish. See a foul, G, right there. Over the years of playing, you know, in Europe, and the things he wants to do with clinics and camps and teaching, bringing that to the United States, but also overseas. And again, you may not always play in the NBA, but a professional career in Europe as a young player allowed you to mature. You see a player that's fully mature is Joe Johnson.
Johnson for 4.
But European playing as a young man, think about the things that you learn by playing overseas as a young man.
16-point lead for the Triplets, and I think you had pointed it out. The number of games that the Triplets won in 2019 on their championship run by 10 or more.
Oh.
I mean, they just ran roughshod through the league.
But it's because they're so versatile. Again, you don't rely on one player. That one player is going to attract so much attention that everybody else, if they do their job and accept their role, will be able to benefit from it. And that's what the Triplets were able to do.
See Lisa Leslie questioning some of these foul calls. Bynum knocks it down. He's got 9 so far for Bivouac. Here's Joe. Steps to that 4. Step back. Pargo grabs it.
Well, good defense that time by Wright, but Bivouac not able to finish the D. Can Triplets take advantage of it?
Johnson missed it. Bynum. And they call the offensive foul on Will Bynum.
Man, Moon got the blunt of that collision. And then maybe when he stuck his arm in, it got hit, or maybe when he hit the surface. Again, I tell players all the time, this wood don't give, bro. And right there, see how his arm got caught up with Joe inside, and then Bynum, a little out of control. Pargo able to establish himself outside of that restricted area to pick up that offensive foul.
Moon gonna have a seat. See him grimacing with that elbow. Al Jefferson will replace him in the lineup.
And that time Moon was going one way, his arm got hit the other way.
Mario Moon was acquired in a trade by the Triplets from the Ghost Ballers. Let me take another look here.
Oh man, right there against the leg and thigh of Joe Johnson. And let's see right here if this if Pargo is outside
Restricted area?
Yeah, maybe the backside. I think that's what the officials are looking at quicker. I know 13 sounds like a lot, but now 15 sounds even more.
Yeah. Just go into Al.
But again, a set play again by Lisa Leslie to come in and get that isolation, and Al went quickly to exploit his size right there and get a 2.
He was the Triplets' second leading scorer in 2019, averaged nearly 10 a game. That went in and out. Here's Will Bynum for 3.
Not a strength right there behind him to knock in those three. That's why you side of the backboard. You don't run out quickly on Will. You force him to have to shoot over the top. Good defense by Jefferson, but Julian Wright able to pick it up. And that's also, too, knowing who you're playing. Because if that's Will Bynum out there at the three-point line, you don't want to rush out there, and now he just puts it on the deck and beats you. Force him to have to beat you over the top. If he knocks down a couple, then you make your adjustments.
John Sally, you know, is the newest member of our squad. Look, he's not only reporting, but
what is it? Oh, he's stranded right there. Look at Doc.
Oh!
Look at him. I mean, what did he do? Keep that in his pocket? he just carrying around. Say, that's when you. Hey, John, that's when you know you owe, when you carry the ice thing for yourself.
Hey, okay? I bought it for myself, and I said I got 2 more squirts for him. My back hurts sitting down. I know.
Oh, my stomach. That's too funny.
I'm telling you. Hey, listen, when you get older, bro, and you play for a long time, you figure out little ways to make your body feel a lot better. I'm telling you.
You sit down and go,
Here's Will Bynum. He's going to pull up. Knocks it down. So Bivouac.
Okay.
Knocking and chipping away at that lead. It's just 11 now for the Triplets.
Oh, good D. That's good hands.
Very nice hands by Will Bynum.
Hey, again, 2 guys competing. Will's going to give you everything he got. You know what I mean? He did that in the league. He's doing that now. Do we have enough Bivouac to not allow this young man here, he's young because I'm old, to beat you and then making the right play? Pargo just not able to knock in another open 3.
Will tried that pocket pass to Josh Smith. Knocked away by the Triplets.
You see, feel the pace slow a little bit in the second half compared to what we felt in the first. A little bit more physicality.
Bivouac is going to call another timeout. Give these guys a quick blow, and Reggie Theus wants to talk some things over. It's an 11-point lead for Joe Johnson and the defending champs, Triplets. Here's Reggie Theus. Congrats to Reggie Theus, new head coach and AD at Bethune-Cookman.
How about that? You know what's funny though? He sat here and said, the good thing about being AD and coach, if I don't coach well, I can fire myself.
Have to make sure you pay yourself before you get fired.
He'll have one gig at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Just make sure you don't get fired on your day off.
Exactly. Now, if that happens, you got some issues.
Right.
But good for him to be able to take on that challenge at Bethune-Cookman, and then the university providing the resources for Reggie to kind of get that program a competitive state.
Joe Johnson lays in another one, 38-23, and I love it. You know, being an HBCU grad, seeing some of these greats go back to HBCUs and give back.
Well, yeah, too. See Bynum right there with a tough move right there. Now, again, that's not taking away from some coaches who may have been in those situations that maybe didn't get the job.
Right.
But to have former NFL, NBA players make that commitment to get back in, I think opens the door for other opportunities. Joe Johnson going to work, not just from an HBCU perspective, but back in college football for those former professional players.
Yeah, absolutely. So Joe Johnson will go to the line, shooting 1 for 2. Joe's got 17. He led the league in scoring in 2019 at nearly 22 a game. 19 now for Joe, and the Triplets are 12 points away from victory. As we take a look at the games coming up on Triller and Fight TV, you've got Trilogy taking on the Killer Threes Steven Jackson goes from playing for the Killer Threes to now coaching.
Yeah.
Trilogy.
Well, it was an opportunity, I think, for him to use, you know, his intellect, his playing days, to kind of impart that on the team. Trilogy that kind of took some steps back from winning their first title, you know, for the Big Three. And how about Oak coming back with their roster again? They played this Triplets team in the championship, unable to win it, but you bring a roster back full of experience that could compete.
Then you got the three-headed monster taking on Tri-State. You know, Gary Payton, head coach here, and he always tells you, I have not missed the playoffs every season of the Big Three. So you know that. And then you got Three's Company and the Ball Hogs, and then the Aliens taking on the Ghost Ballers. Again, all of these games on Triller and Fight TV. Joe Johnson now with 21 points. Here's Bynum. Gets the screen from Julian Wright. That pass is knocked away.
Yeah, but again, deflections. Okay, so now it's 1 second on the clock. May not have gotten the ball. Now you force Bivouac to have to get a quick shot up. You know, they're resetting the clock down to 1 second. It's the reason why coaches, college, high school, pros, they keep.
Air ball, Joe lays it in.
Of the shot clock. So, but that's why they keep stats on deflections. You know, a lot of times you may not get the steal, but you disrupt the play. Now you force a team to have to take it out of bounds and probably reset their offense with a shot clock that's up against them.
Skip pass, Pargo. He pulls up. Al Jefferson, the follow-up.
And just because of that movement that caused Pargo to get that shot, defense rotate, guess what? Big Al inside, able to get that offensive rebound and put back.
10 points away from victory is the Triplets. Oh, don't be so mean. Big man with the handles. Pargo will inbound for the Triplets. And again, Triplets 10 points away from victory. They go into Joe Johnson. Into Al Jefferson. Brought it down, nearly stripped away. Here's Joe. To Pargo. Three.
Just make the game look simple, right?
Yeah.
I mean, really, you don't got to complicate it. Joe gets downhill. The help comes. Guess what? I'm going to pop it to my guy for an open three. Keep the game simple.
Here's Bynum.
See, you don't run out. And that time, even with the forced situation, because Pargo wasn't in position, Will was able to get to the cup and knock in that two.
That ends a 9-0 run for the Triplets. Here's Joe looking for space. Short. Bynum blocked by Jefferson. Spin. Julian Wright lays it in.
I see you. That time he had his eyes focused be on the middle of the court, but he knew he wanted to get back baseline.
29-43. Here's Joe with 5 on the shot clock. Step back three. Off. Right, a pull up. Left is short. Pargo.
Leaning just a little bit on that shot right there.
Oh, Joe. That was pretty. Lays it in. Triplet 5 points away from victory.
Joe put a little sauce on that.
He did.
He had the layup with his right hand, but he just on the right-hand side of the rim, but he wanted to show a little something by going to the opposite side. 4 ball.
Joe.
4 ball.
4
ball.
Pargo, nice dish. And Al can't get the layup. Here's Bynum. Count it. And 1.
I tell you, Bynum keeps you off balance right there. I mean, the behind the back. Then it got to the free throw line right there.
Remember that move Will Bynum did a couple years ago?
Yeah, the hesitation.
Hit him with the sham god.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Will Bynum looking to complete a 3-point play. He was the league's 3rd leading scorer in 2019.
Well, you see why. I mean, he's tricky with it. And his handles and his ability to get to his spots on the court, despite not being a great 3-point shooter.
We talked about that move. Look at this. Watch this.
Was this it?
Oh, my God. Look,
inside. Look. Oh, excuse me.
Gosh.
Excuse me.
He is tricky.
Yeah, caution, slippery when wet.
He grabbed Pargo. He didn't want to give up a layup.
It's smart. You know you beat. Again, not having that 4th or 5th guy in 3-on-3. You got to cover more real estate. People think it's a tendency to be a little bit like easier, but no, you think about the amount of running you have to do to recover if you get beat because you don't have those weak side defenders that you normally would in 5-on-5. Again, because
here's the interesting thing too, because if you foul and you keep missing your free throws, it's almost like a stop for you, and you keep scoring. All of a sudden, you're right back in the game.
It is. It is. That's why you got to cap. That's why Lisa Leslie said you win the battle of the free throw line. Because it does you no good if you get yourself in the penalty, pick up things, and you have momentum and you can't knock in your free throws. No difference in when you do it. NBA, college level, why they always say how important it is to making your free throws.
One shot for Will, looking for his 20th point of the game. That's been a little short, but got his board. Knocks it down, and all of a sudden, the lead is 10 for the Triplets. They're 5 points away from victory.
Mismatch here.
Joe working on Spates. Step back from the baseline.
Point game. Triplets. Let's go, Las Vegas.
Here comes Will Bynum. 12-point lead for the Triplets. Bynum. No. Joe with the rebound. We'll call that one on Will Bynum.
It is point game.
We got to see because Joe got hit first. Now watch right here. Joe's going to get hit there.
Yeah.
No foul, and then at the end, Bynum gets underneath Joe. I mean, that's. I know what Will Bynum was trying to do, but he was late to the party on that one, and then he caught the blunt of that contact from Joe Johnson. But again, you got to be smart in these situations too, where you don't put an outstanding free throw shooter like Joe Johnson to the line, force him to have to bring it back out and play some solid defense. Can't knock the hustle of Will Bynum, but right there, probably not the smartest way to commit the foul on Joe Johnson.
Three-pointer seals the deal for the champions.
So the Triplets basketball, and the Triplets can win it with a 3.
Look, Jamario Moon comes in. Another three-point shooter. Keeps the court spread a little bit more.
All right, here we go.
Point game coming for the triplets.
Point game.
Does Joe do it again like last year, or is it Pargo?
In and out. Here's Josh Smith. Thought about the three. Now just goes to the jump hook. No. Joe for the win.
Short.
Bivouac still alive.
Lead is 12. Here's Lonzo. Knocked away. Pargo kicks it out to Joe. The three. Short.
Allen Anderson and also Al Jefferson, both off the bench when that shot went up. Joe just leaning to his left a little bit, threw off the shot. Bivouac get another chance offensively, B, to knock this lead down to 10. Or they can get a three, get under double digits. No, not able to knock it in. A hole right there by Josh Smith on Jamario Moon.
And you watch Bivouac, they've got certainly the beef. It's the shooting.
It's the shooting. Well, and that's how you want to choose your team too. You want to be able to have size, but like we see in the league now, it's all about your guards. The better your guards are, the more offensive opportunities you're going to get, the better looks you're going to get, the better shooting you're going to have.
Legendary hip hop is in the building right now.
So Jamario Moon shooting 1 for 2. Got it. Triplets now a point away from victory.
Still point game for the Big Three champions.
As we take a timeout, let's take a look at our monster moment of the game, fueled by terrible convenience stores. And it is Isaiah Austin in that dunk. For the enemies, Austin, the #1 pick in the Big Three draft this season. He played well for the enemies, but it was Power who got the victory.
Yeah, they got the dub, but I think what Austin showed was his versatility being a 7-footer. You know, with 24 points, dropped the dime in there, 7 rebounds. It'd be interesting to see if he continues to play. And you know, we've seen it where guys have benefited from the Big Three and gotten looks in training camp. Where Isaiah Austin be one of the beneficiaries, in particular in the way the league is now with versatility with big men. Austin, many players think could get a look.
You know, that happened with Joe Johnson in 2019 when he ran through the league. All of a sudden, Detroit picked him up. He was in their camp.
Yep, was hoping to see if he would get back even in Brooklyn to see if he could get in camp there.
Point game for the Triplets, the defending champions. Joe fades, missed it.
Good D that time. Josh Smith didn't give up any ground that time. Stayed solid defensively.
Bynum follows his own shot and lays it in.
I mean, some dudes just got a motor, man. I mean, in Bynum, we always say shooters know where the shot is coming off at. Immediately, as soon as he shot it, he went right after, tracked it down, and able to knock in that 2.
25 for Joe, 16 for Pargo. Looking for 27 in the win. 2 on the shot clock. Forces it up. And here's Bynum again.
Alonzo G, I mean, he's played some great D on Joe.
He has. Pargo.
You got advantage. You got an advantage.
Sits.
Okay.
Thinks about it. Short.
Now, see, Pargo, you do all that. You can't leave it short. You cannot. If anything, that thing is long. You can't leave it short. Now, okay.
G lays it in. 10-point lead.
smart right here. Give a little break. Draw up a play for a play that either gets you the shot you want to get you to the free throw line.
Yeah, Lisa Leslie wants to draw something up here for her squad and settle them down a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Here's Reggie Diaz. And how about Gennaro Pargo? He's talking to the Triplets. Again, don't forget the third-round coverage of the John Deere Classic. It is coming up next year on CBS. It's also available now at PGAtour.com and CBSSports.com. Pargo drawing up a play. I remember, Gennaro Pargo was an assistant on the Blazers staff.
So you got coaching from Lisa Leslie on the bench, but then you also have a coach on the floor in Pargo. So let's see the play that's going to be drawn up here to get Triplets a shot they want. A little ISO on the other side, cleared the side for Moon.
Back to Joe Johnson. And knocked away by Bynum, or G, I should say. G. Great defense. To Josh Smith for three. That's short.
That's not the shot. That's not, Josh, that's not the shot right there. Because you've had some defensive possessions. Now you want to get the ball, I think, going to the basket or in the hands of G so he can go. But again, lack of having three-point shooting comes back to haunt you in a situation where you got to cut into a deficit against your opponent.
They set the screen for Joe.
Can't go for the steal.
Joe to the rim. Yes! Gets it! Joe Johnson wins it. He's got 27, and the Triplets knock off Bivouac as the reigning MVP and the defending champs win the first game of the season.
You know what I figured out as I got older? Sometimes the more things change, the more they stay the same. And that's ISO Joe getting the ball at the end of the game, making something happen. We're in a different year, different time, but same thing, same result. Triplets get the ball in the hands of Joe Johnson and let him do his thing.
Joe said, I didn't call foul, I called game. So for Jim Jackson, John, Sally, and our entire crew, I'm Brian Custer. Hey, don't forget, 4 more games of Big 3 basketball starting right now on Triller and Fight TV. Coming up next on CBS, it's the John Deere Classic. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports in association with the Big 3.
Pargo, I just said you were MVP today. You had it going. How did you feel?
I felt great, man. It's good to be back. It's been a long wait. I'm happy to be back with my guys. And, man, it was a great win tonight. That's a good team over there.
I know you up there trying to get the last basket and be the hero. You guys, I think, took 5 minutes to do that.
You know what? Hey, fatigue makes cowards of us all. It makes hey, you got to be in shape to play this game. I don't care if it's half court. The more in shape team is going to win.
All right, first day back. You guys look like you're in shape. What else do you need to do?
You got to keep it going. Continue to build. Stay in shape. Work out during the week. You can't take the week off. You got to work out during the week. Keep playing hard, playing smart, and playing together.
Looking good. Good job.